I'd love to hear how you figure out what it is that you want to speak about. I know that can hold something up, people up a lot. And I know, for Paula, when you're invited to give a commencement speech, maybe that has the category for it. And Ying, like you had a specific thing that they wanted to hear about. But in general, how do you start to think about what it is that you might want to speak about and share?
For me, after I did my very first public speaking engagement and I knew that I fell in love with it and I wanted to keep doing more, even when I didn't really have any events or anything coming up, nobody had booked me for anything. I kept a backlog of like, okay, these are all the different ideas that I have about the industry. These are all the ideas I have about design. These are different things that I would be able to provide out of my own experience, out of my own story that other people wouldn't be able to. And I just kept that, like I said, ongoing list. And eventually, when the opportunities presented themselves, I was ready. I was ready for them because I had kept this sort of like book of ideas and potential topics of things that I wanted to share with people.
That was great, Paula. I kind of, in my case, I think it's similar to you doing design, right? There's a lot of passion projects. So similarly with speaking, I do a lot of passion speaking topics. I would do Q&A a lot of times after my session or gigs, and people will give me feedbacks and say, hey, I really want to hear about this. And because you mentioned about this, and what about this? And I'll be like, this is great. Well, let's test it out. And I would usually do this with a group of passionate people, kind of just like what Women Talk Design is amazing community. You do a lot of test runs with friends that you trust. And now that we have Zoom, it's easier to kind of just do a little small kind of group of people. Hey, are you interested in this topic? Would you like to join my test run? And it's always very helpful. And when you hear people actually, the audience especially, if the audience is truly interested and they have something to take away, it's really not about me as a speaker. It's about, what do the audience get? So if you can provide something that audience truly wanted to hear about, this is always going to be a very good start